Welcome back, everyone, to another Streaming Rainbow production. This is episode 2 of Halley's Children Challenger. I am Serafina Smith, and I will be guiding my wonderful players through the tumultuous time called the 80s. Said players are here with me. We have Dionysus, played by Eli, Half-Thor, played by David, Yelena, played by Courtney, and Anoush, played by Cam. Last, we left our group of empowered people. They had rescued Anoush, along with the mysterious Josh, from a building that blew up soon after. In the process, Half-Thor was shot almost fatally, and so our group retreated to a nearby medical center that Dio knew of. Yelena arranged to meet up with Hild in a safe house in Florida, and so everyone headed there, but when they arrived, they were given quite a surprise as the ghost of Ibn Sina, Anoush's longtime teacher and companion, appeared before everyone and introduced himself as Anoush. Now we rejoin the group a moment afterwards. The room's attention is fixed on the semi-transparent figure standing before Anoush, who smiles. Ah, hello, yes, all right, let's do this. First, understand that I can only get through occasionally when the AI isn't paying attention. And I will probably have to close communications quickly because I can't afford to be caught at this. They would put up a new firewall, and then I'd be back where I started with all of this. It's taken me nearly 6 years to gather all this equipment and hide it, but that is my problem, not yours. First, are you hearing me clearly?
Yes.
Good. It is good to see you again, all of you. I must tell you some things that are going to be difficult to believe, and I could be interrupted at any time, so I must be quick. First, my bona fides. Anoush, you planned to kill your family to save them from the Ottomans, but you could not because you feared they would haunt you. Only you know this, correct?
Yes.
Good. Now, the basis of what I need to say is I'm 700 years in the future and we've made a big mistake. We have an enemy and it's not who you think. Less time than I'd hoped. Were we talking, my student?
Yes. Anoush.
Huh?
What is...
Sorry, I think you just were here. You introduced yourself as who you are.
Oh. How strange. Well, I hope everyone is having a good time.
What's the AI?
What?
What's the AI?
What are you talking about, my student?
What does it mean?
You are confusing me. I must go.
Where do you go?
Man. Not getting straight answers out of Anoush. Who would have guessed? Anyways, does somebody have a phone? I got some phone calls to make.
Dionysus just hands over a brick of a cell phone. It's just like, what the, like a look of like, who the fuck are you people?
Could I get some insight into the apparition?
Mm-hmm. Sure, what kind of insight are you looking for?
I mean, I think I know what has just happened, but there has been a very distinct tone shift.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know if we are speaking with a organic mind or not currently.
Gotcha.
Do I roll empathy for that?
You sure do.
Okay.
Is there any way that Dio can help with that, being an empathic person and messing with brains?
You got empathy?
I do.
Sure. You can
All
do
right,
that.
so you'll get the help with that. Kind of
Fantastic.
duck
I think I
in.
have empathy. Contacts.
Sorry. What does help offer me again?
Plus
Just one level.
+1, so that brings it to an epic.
Yeah, so you can tell from the way that so the voice that you were hearing was definitely as far as you can tell, a living person. And in the way that they spoke, their mannerisms, that sort of thing. It doesn't seem artificial to you.
Mhm.
There was a definite shift at the end there. And it seemed like it was a different person talking.
Okay.
The characteristics of the way they spoke just changed. The second person in there, they just seem different. And with an epic, maybe it's artificial. It's hard to say.
Can I
Right.
roll like a lore? Is that what technology is in this again?
Technology is a lore, yeah.
Okay.
What you trying to do?
I want to gain insight into that, specifically the second. If
Mhm.
again, like, who knows? Excuse me. Haftor just spent ironically enough, right? Started this as a fake spy, and then just spent the last 40 years or whatever as the biggest real spy in the world. So that could have been Anoush from the future, and it could be a trick of the arm of St. George. Right? They just had his brain for 9 months. So anything that only... Oh, just a month? Oh,
No, it was some months.
Oh, some months. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Some months. But long enough to potentially glean information, especially if they have their own empowered people, right? If there's another... We know that powers can duplicate. So if there is another mind reader or something like that. So my inclination is to try to compare the two speech patterns, particularly because of some of the secret projects that Haftor is going on with technology. I think he would be good at recognizing, like, somewhat at least, the idea of, like, was that a real shift? Was that acting? Were they both programs, kind of thing? Trying to get insight into that.
Okay, go for it.
And do we still see Ibn
No.
Sina?
Disappeared.
It's disappeared. Okay.
His goddamn hip. It's just a great... I broke even.
Okay. So with a great looking into that, I think everything that you can tell suggests that there was a distinct shift. Those are definitely two entities. And the first one seems Anoushi.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure. And the second one seemed suspicious, just not.
Yeah.
Like if there is something from the arm of St. George, you think that it would be the second one for sure.
Got it. But I do suspect that there is, like, a shift, at least that there was some. Okay.
100%.
Right. Probably, I think Hafler is probably still suspicious that it could be still a trick of the arm of St. George to get them to divulge more information.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not going to trust the apparition, but probably isn't going to say anything except maybe to. Yeah, he taps into Yelena, kind of downloads all that.
I think she'll also share her insight into what, like, she'll send back what she was thinking, feeling, noticed about the two. She's got a bit of a wild look on her face, and she just stalks past the living room and down a flight of stairs and comes back up a moment later with a nice couple of bottles of wine.
Oh, here. Allow me. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay. Dio is going to pour wine for everybody, but he's keeping an eye on Anoush, who's I imagine shell shocked at the moment. Yeah?
Oh yeah,
Full panic? Okay.
full panic.
He's gonna kind of passing out wine, but he's not gonna touch you. Because he understands things, although he doesn't need to touch you to do anything. He's going to kind of what's Anoush's physicality like? Is Anoush on the ground? Are you standing stock still? Like, what are you doing, Anoush?
Oh, Anoush is looking at, has not moved, has not like broken eye contact with where the apparition was, and is just staring blank. His hands like twitching a little bit.
I think Dio is going to tap your hand with a wine glass in like a way of like, hey, take this. Hey, friend, do me a favor. Deep breath. And he's going to try to like I would like to like roll empathy or something. I don't necessarily want to use my powers, but I want to try to like push some of Dio's inner just chill to be like, okay, let's like to try to break that panic a little bit to maybe get through to some kind of ability to have rational thought.
I think it's you like push.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to reveal something, but you can roll.
No, reveal.
Yeah, reveal, please.
We don't need to roll for everything.
I was going to say, like, I think as you push, I think you realize it's not like panic, but excitement that's frozen him in place.
Nice. Okay, so he kind of gets that, which I think if he catches the whiff of that, he'll kind of he will try. It'll be very hard not to like smirk at that, but then he's like, "Okay, come back to us. Breathe."
Is Josh in the room still?
Sure is. He is laying down.
Is Josh in the room with us right now?
Josh is in the room with us.
Always
he
make
is
room
laying
for
down on the
Josh
couch
in
because he is not feeling well.
I think when Dio pours the glass of wine, Halftor very quippily says, "You could have just saved yourself some of the good stuff and maybe poured some water, and our friend Josh here could have turned it into wine."
Nope, we're not playing. Nope. My wine is always better because it is 100% the Dionysus family wine. Fuck his shit. His vintage is bullshit. Let's go.
Also, Josh sort of weakly flips you the bird.
Oh no.
Actually, when attention goes to Josh, Yelena, give me a lore roll real quick.
Halftor's going to step out of the room at this point to make some phone calls.
Okay.
I broke even with a great.
Okay, with a great, Josh is showing signs of severe anemia. Like, it was a great.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a great, you can. It's a lot like when someone has given too much blood and they're like woozy and stuff.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna remove the white glass of wine, go into the fridge, pull out something that's just a little bit more like orange juice like.
I would never give that man wine.
Jesus Christ.
Grab him a blanket. And then just sort of tend to him a little bit. Josh, you are safe here. Is there anything I can get for you? Make you more comfortable?
I'm very comfortable. Confused, very confused.
That's
but
fair.
Very comfortable.
That's fair. That's good. I will get food for you shortly. drink this for now, and hopefully we'll have some semblance of answers in a moment. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Again, in the rush of everything, I know I told you my name was Jen, but it is in fact Yelena. I am a doctor. I am medically trained many, many times over. You are in good hands.
Thank you. You're very kind.
It's all I got right now.
We'll go over to Halfthor making calls. Is there any calls that you want to?
Yes. So
Okay.
Halfthor has got all the dirt because he either collected it or made it.
Sure.
Part of Halfthor's shift, and particularly with the suspicions that the arm of St. George had like gained footing in the government as Halfthor began to lose like more and more of these both culture battle and like also realizing that like Halfthor realizes that the social engineering experiment of the last 40 years is a failure. That a psyop at the end of the day is still a psyop. It's still like fake, but that you can't necessarily inspire good change, but you can appeal to people's worst nature with the government because it allows them to feel powerful even though they don't, right? People will never go out of their way to sacrifice because the government set the example. That has to start from community change, but people will show indifference and by proxy or extension of their government take delight in the pain of others that they view as like enemies, right? So seeing that shift and knowing that maybe subconsciously but not acknowledging it, knowing that even he shouldn't have had that power, is essentially has a like it's when he dies a rigged set of like intel drops. He's gonna absolutely obliterate his own name so that there's like public outcry, like all the fucked up things he did as CIA director and all the things he knows that like that he's like convinced the president to do, or that they've used like Hild to maybe like sweeten deals that don't make sense or whatever, right? He's gonna blow up a lot of that spot without necessarily like name dropping Hild or try to include anybody, but all the government officials and all the people to essentially destabilize any power grabs that could happen by this arm of St. George. Okay. I would say using assets, both people and like intelligence assets, I would like to roll resources roll to essentially like trigger the idea of like releasing to the press and like just straight up like blackmail box that he has, it essentially gets dispersed, right? Like this, like all this information gets like fully put out in a way that is obviously he can't do solely on his own, but can have like the trigger men of like and the like I said, the assets.
Okay. Yes, I'll allow that. That's I think that is an okay way to use resources.
Oh my god, I've never rolled 4 blanks before.
Oh my god, exactly mid.
Incredible.
Pure neutrality.
That's playing this game for 3 years now.
What you thinking?
I am thinking it's a good, but I'm thinking of whether I want to go +2 to superb or if I want to reroll, because I am going to use my 1 fate point.
What you tapping?
I rolled it even, so it's a good. That's what I'm saying.
No. What are you tapping? What aspect are you tapping to reroll?
Oh, I'm thinking of which one. That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of either cut off the arm or hit first, hit silently, leave no witnesses.
Okay. Either of those works for me.
I'll go cut off the arm, and I'll do a reroll. What's the one passive? Fantastic. Epic. Sorry.
All right. Okay, with an epic, you set that in motion, and things are going to go fast. Soon, very soon, within a matter of days, there's going to be a lot of unrest and a lot of power shifts.
I think the idea is to like unsettle, like for the next few weeks, to give us the cover of like congressional hearings and stuff, right? At the very least, there's going to be a lot of like, you need to come answer. And even if they can like throw people off the trail eventually, like he has no idea that this will like necessarily take down everyone, right? But they're like, the moment that finger pointing starts, scapegoats are going to come. And then at the very least, for a few weeks and months, they'll have to be careful and potentially build back trust over like years.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially dropping the Panama Papers.
Excellent. Okay. All right, so you do that. When you come back into the room...
Yeah, I would imagine it takes a while since he stepped out.
Hild speaks up, and she says, okay, we gotta start talking. We gotta discuss our goals right now. And of course, instantly when she speaks, the heads in the room are all focused on her. And she sighs and she holds up a finger, and she goes over to the table and she retrieves an IBM PC convertible, IBM's first marketed laptop computer, which she got a little bit early because she asked nicely. She lifts the screen and begins typing into her word processor software. And she types, in no particular order, finding out more from Ghost Anoush, investigating the Bank of Silene in Libya, preparing for the Challenger launch, medical attention for our wounded, and learn more about Josh. Anything else?
I am trying to find out. I would like to look into particularly who Fillmore was closest with in the conclave. And see if anybody else is essentially burned, like has gone underground or like suddenly whatever.
Okay.
Well,
so look into Fillmore's contacts. Hurrit speaks up and he says, I have something else. He moves over to a table and pulls a folded map from his jacket pocket. And he says, months ago, I started sensing something out in the ocean. Something vague, diffuse, but familiar. And as it grew, it very slowly became recognizable. So he unfolds the map, which turns out to be a map of the world where he has circled in red marker around a large swath of the Atlantic Ocean between Europe and North America. He points to it. That's Mirwine. I don't know how, I don't know why, but somehow that is her.
Oh my.
Anybody who isn't having a moment, if you looked at Dio, he just kind of smiles to himself as he sips his wine.
oh, good.
Africa's not that small.
It's just a map that I bought from the...
Sorry, it's just wrong.
Oh,
That's what's important right now.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I apologize.
I'm so grateful that she's... Thank you, Hurrit. Well, that is about probably as good as news we're going to get today. I mean, medical attention for people here, that's in some cases going to be an ongoing thing, I believe. I can do a little bit here and there, but if we can't bolster Josh through nutrition, then he'd probably need at least an iron infusion or a transfusion, maybe. Which would mean more than what I've got in my medical bag.
You could try and use me.
Are you feeling... Only a few hours ago, your chest cavity was open to the world. Are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling fine. Honestly, as long as you don't put me through an olive press, I think everything's going to be okay.
I have far better ways to.
Why would you do that to an olive press?
It's an in-joke.
I don't want to know. I'm good. That's all.
What's your deal?
What's your deal?
What my deal is, I was unconscious, captured with my chest split open, and I have to drive a spaceship into the sky to catch a falling star. Anything else? Do you want to know anything else?
To be fair, I'm really good at reading energies, and a lot of the energy happening here feels completely unrelated to any of that. So
like
I'm really good at reading energies as well.
They're gonna let you go up into space?
They've already let me go up into space.
I know, it was like 8 months of training. A mission requires very specific physical training, right?
Okay, so he looks at Hill. He looks at Hill.
It's fine. I'm always physically trained.
We are absolutely hand waving that.
Are they always like this?
Hilda's gonna talk to somebody.
Right. Okay. It would make sense. I don't know what the fuck was up with the weird ghost person. I kind of don't care. So that I'm anti. I don't need to have anything to do with that goal. I can probably get in with the Bank of Silene. So if anybody would want to come along with that, myself and an associate of mine can go to Libya.
Yeah. Hild says, I'm going for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be happy
I'll join you.
Okay.
You still haven't answered my question.
What's my deal?
What's your deal?
I'm Dionysus. That's
the god of wine?
I'm really good at wine.
And revelry.
Wine
and
rage.
Wine
and revelry.
And lust.
Yeah.
Who got kicked out of Olympus by his father?
Yeah.
Fun.
Percy Jackson.
Anoush blushes a little bit.
Oh yeah, he's just like, yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
Are you drunk?
Never.
Same.
You want to be?
Yes.
Okay, another time. I'll get back to you. He kind of winks.
I don't know. I do think this might be the time. I think we can have a little downbeat, a little bout of celebration. I mean, we've learned that mere wine is okay. We know we have allies 700 years in the future trying to fix problems.
I think they need us to fix problems.
No, he said he handled it. It was a warning.
No, he didn't. He definitely didn't. We're going to be on a plane for quite a while when we go to Libya, so we'll work on our celebrations then.
Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much you would like to canonize our beach vacation that happened like
Absolutely.
2 decades ago.
100% canon.
Beautiful.
Ridiculous canon.
Yeah, Yelena did some snooping.
Mm-hmm.
In someone's office.
Yes, in Fillmore's office, in his beach
Can
house.
I perhaps roll your choice to see if I make the immediate connection between what I read in his office to perhaps the Bank of Silene itself, maybe?
Sure.
What would you like me to roll?
I have no idea what we would roll for that, so let's just say you got it.
Beautiful. Thank
You make
you.
connect.
I
Felt pretty privileged. I would never get that treatment.
I gotta work with what I got.
Courtney's hot. Say yes always.
It's unfair. That's all I'm saying.
Be hotter.
Courtney already won. She's just playing again.
Yeah, no, the Challenger launch is, and she kind of looks over at Halfthor quickly. That's months away. We have pressing issues now, and I suppose we're waiting on a fucking apparition from the future to get a good that's not a word, a good satellite connection. So
to break through the AI.
Well, waiting for Anoush to figure things out has taken 800 years and hasn't worked, so I'm going to go figure out who else is working with Fillmore.
I think the Bank of Silene, Libya, is our most actionable.
You guys head there. I'll do some snooping.
Let it be known, I do not think we should wait for our contacts 700 years in the future. I think we should take what they said as a warning and move forward through these events as we see fit.
With the little information that they didn't give us, we have no choice but to do exactly that.
Of course. It would break the rules.
All right. So it sounds like 3 of you are going to Libya, and 1 of you is staying in the U.S.
I am not staying in the U.S.
Oh, no? Where are you going?
Everywhere.
All over.
Everywhere that I'm essentially trying to follow Fillmore.
Mm-hmm.
So if that is mostly the U.S., then I'm staying in the U.S. But wherever I know that he's had contacts, wherever his favorite city is, his hidey holes, I'm digging. I would imagine he's had some bit of a dossier because he never really fully trusted him, right? And if anything, more separated necessarily than embraced Fillmore. Yeah. So he's used that. He uses whatever information he has, right?
Absolutely.
And that would, I don't think he's ever looked into Fillmore.
Yeah.
That would, I felt like that was too meta, right? But I think just whatever conversations with Huret or whatever Yelena let slip or whatever he saw, old boy, Tweedledum, or Jason Statham look like.
Oh,
Pagan.
Pagan.
Yeah, Pagan. Sorry, when Pagan, whenever we saw Pagan and he would let something slip or whatever, right? About not let slip, but oh yeah, Fillmore's over in wherever, right? That's my Jason Statham impression.
He spent a lot of time with Hild too, though, right? As a little bit of a bodyguard.
That's why I know a lot of that is the U.S., but I also know he's got roots in England, and I don't know if he's a mercenary. So maybe he's been in Africa in the 80s with all the other mercenaries in the world.
Yeah.
Saying Hild, hopefully Hild would have.
Yeah, for sure. He's gonna pull Hild
Insight,
aside and
100%. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go to Libya. Isn't that exciting?
So fun.
Just remember, it's bigger than what we saw. Okay.
You're very pedantic. Anyway, yes.
Yes.
God. Hi.
Horace has a plane that takes you to Tripoli, the capital of Libya. It is a long flight and very tiring, but at least it's comfortable because it's a private plane.
Yelena gets motion sick when she's too far away from land, so she always has to have a little potted plant with her.
Just a happy
otherwise she's just a mess.
All right.
That's so interesting.
Oh yeah.
Plants always.
plans. Comfort plans. Emotional support plan. So you arrive without a lot of trouble. When you get there, there's Hild speaks to the uh, agents there and the customs agents and such, and does not. They just sort of let you through.
Oh yeah.
Because Hild is like that. And you go to a hotel nearby. Hild makes some calls, and you are met in the hotel. You get a knock at the door, and Hild says, I'm going to answer this, and if you want to not hear me, just be in the other room.
Yelena stays.
Anoush also stays.
He is staying.
Okay. So she opens the door, and a young Arab man walks in, and she says, Salah, it's good to finally meet you in person. He nods and says, charmed. And you can tell when she greets him, he is immediately swept up. It's easy to see that he is caught. He says, I've been investigating what you told me, and I don't know what you're into here, but I'd be wary. I've been researching the Bank of Silene, and there are records since 1510. In 1510, the fucking Habsburgs were invading here from Spain. That's how long ago that was. I've looked into their properties, and it's very confusing. They don't have a central location, just bits of land here and there. I managed to find 2 spots that I think might be something. One here in Tripoli and one in Benghazi. I can take you to the one here, but I have a bad feeling about this. And she smiles at him, and she says, don't worry, we'll take care of it. It'll be all right. And he is immediately soothed, and you feel the soothing waves just like flow through the room.
What does it feel like to be soothed by Hild's words? Is it something to like be resisted?
It is something you can resist. What it is since it's not directed at you, it's not super strong, but there is definitely a feeling that washes over it. Like, it's like, what I liken it to is that, like, I don't want to tell you how you feel, but there is an inclination towards a certain feeling.
Can I try to resist it?
Absolutely. Since it's not directed directly at you, you don't even have to roll for that. You can just resist it. So she makes preparations. You get a car that Salah has brought.
Where did Herit go?
Herit is still in the U.S. helping Hafthor.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask that if Herit could accompany me.
Yeah.
Question: could I have?
Hafthor's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I need my son to push me around. Is there any chance that I could have talked Hermes into coming?
Absolutely. Hermes is willing to come with you.
Hell yeah. Cool.
So you got Hermes with you. So you get into Salah's van.
Sarah?
Yeah.
Did he leave documents about the Knights of the Saint, or the Arm of the... Yes. Forgot the name.
The Arm of St. George, babe.
Arm of St. George. Arm of
Did
the
who
Knights
leave
of the St. George.
Who leave documents? I'm sorry.
The Arab man who came in.
Saw?
Yes.
He has brought documents about the Bank of Silene.
Could I search through them
Mhm.
and try and find like the name or like a board of owners of who started it in the 1500s?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You can roll investigation for that.
Okay.
It would be, depending on where they are in the US, anywhere between 6 and 7 hours difference. At whatever time of day this happens to be, I don't, if, Hafthor's pager on his hip starts to buzz. And then there's just Benghazi and Tripoli, and then like, because I think you can only send short words, so like
Yeah.
2 or 3 come in, and then it says going to Tripoli location. Just
Benghazi
typing.
to Tripoli, LOC. Hathor sends an I, greater than sign 380085.
Of course he does.
Oh, sorry. You are.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
you got to be specific. I mean, I do like all of them, but
no.
specifically yours.
Hathor says, just like there's like a Roger. Love you. Hunting.
She'll send back. No, we're not gonna continue this.
I was interested.
No more. You more. No, I love you more.
And then we fade to black.
How do you
sexting over a pager?
Yeah, sexting over a pager.
Equal sign D.
My God.
Actually, what Hathor's been working on over the last almost 1,000 years now is how far he can extend that to his mental prowess.
Mm-hmm.
So that Yelena doesn't need to bring a bag full of vibes everywhere.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a superb.
We said it was canon.
The summer was canon.
I got a superb on trying to look for that name. Superb investigate is what I got. No boobs or dicks here, hopefully. Unless that's his name.
End of the sea, but we don't talk about him anymore.
Anyway, who owned this bitch?
So what you find with an epic,
I did get a superb.
superb. Oh, it's superb. In that case, what you find is this does seem to have been founded in the conquest of Tripoli, which was a Spanish campaign in Libya during the wars with the Hafsid dynasty. And it seems like it was founded directly by Pedro Navarro, who was like the general who led that invasion.
Mm-hmm. Now, being alive at that time, do I know anybody or have any knowledge of an empowered person being close to him at that time?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I think Anoush is on guard because his future self told him to suspect somebody not to be expected.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So you've learned Pedro Navarro was the name that seems to have founded it. Mm-hmm. You learned when it happened. It seems to have been just part and parcel of that whole conquest. Is when it was established, and somehow through the through World War II and the push there in Libya with Italy, through the divestiture of it from Italy and creation of its own kingdom, and then through the revolution that Gaddafi did in the 60s. And still, somehow, this institution has managed to survive without any centralized records or any hint of what they actually do other than the name bank.
Dio? Dionysus? What do you prefer to be called?
Dio.
Dio. Daddy. Oh, sorry, Dio.
Daddy on the wind. Just a whisper. Daddy.
Weird. What are your thoughts on zealotry? You must have people who worship you. You must have met many a someone who claimed to be under some belief, worshiping some god to an extent beyond the logical.
He's a little he looks at Hermes as a, what do you feel about zealotry? Like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, what kind of fucking question is that? But
Hermes pretends not to notice.
like, what the fuck? But once you go into, like, once you expound on that thought, he's like sitting back. Is this still, are we there? Yeah, we're in Libya. We're in the hotel.
Yes,
Like,
you're in the hotel.
he's just kind of sitting back and like, I'm not a fan of zealotry. No. I'm a big believer in living your life and harm it none.
But you must have met zealots before. I mean, there are cults in your name.
He kind of laughs at that. He kind of glances at Yelena at that, but then turns around and I've met zealots, and he reaches back and he lifts up the back of his shirt, and you see the beginnings of a completely tattered, scarred back before he drops it again. I'm not a fan.
In your opinion, how hard is it to get them to change their opinion? Their opinion. Pedantic, but
it's fairly difficult. So if we're dealing with zealots, then my vote is to neutralize it and to get them off the table.
Have you ever seen one change?
Not without quite a lot of bloodshed. Crucifixion will do that.
We had a friend once. He was quite zealous. But he changed.
Did he?
And then he died. Probably killed for other beliefs. And now we learn of a friend that we have got back. I'm just a little perplexed.
I think the propensity to be a zealot doesn't go away, but time can change the focus. So it sounds like that's what happened with your friend who died, maybe. But
maybe
the zealotry doesn't go away. You can't break a zealot.
You can just change what they believe in.
That is a long shot, and I would imagine that this friend of yours, had the benefit of hundreds upon hundreds of years to gain some perspective. We don't know that that's what we're working with here. Besides this person that you guys keep talking about, this Fillmore asshole. Oh wait, he looks at Hermes. That's the one from the party that you went to.
That's where I remember you from. Those margaritas were real good. Thanks.
He made a drink. He invented a drink called an apple teeny. Wild. Check out our one shot, guys.
It was cute.
Or don't. I'd personally appreciate it if maybe you let that one be.
No, it's real. Anyway, no, but
It's great.
I think we need to know. I think that you're very chaotic. I think I see where you're attempting to go. This very, very acrobatic brain of yours is attempting to go.
It's funny.
Can I finish a thought, my guy?
Of course.
You absolutely right. David made me laugh. I think don't focus on changing their minds because we don't know who we're dealing with. If we can change minds, what a bonus. Your turn.
My turn. Oh, I like that. It's funny. When I was younger, we didn't have these forms of entertainment that you do. And, we didn't drink much. It was against a lot of rules, to be candid. We would talk, share ideas and different philosophies. That's how we grew. That's how we learned. That's how we entertained ourselves. I don't necessarily mean to solve everything in one night, but I guess it's rooted in me when I am not alone to share what goes on up here out loud.
I think Dionysus smiles at that. Like, genuinely, is like a genuine kind of grin at that. It's like, my friend, I'm Greek. We do all that with wine. We just add
Well, I
wine.
can't get drunk. You promised.
Okay.
And I reach out my hand.
Yeah, he absolutely like takes your hand in like a grasp, and a wave of just like giddiness. It's honestly, it's not like it's a little like being drunk. It is more like ecstasy. Like, it is that like wave of just like, ooh, like good vibes, like the whole time. Just a wave of feeling great goes through your body.
Does this affect the whole room?
It's focused on.
Can I try to push back and send what I am feeling to you?
Yeah. Do you, Sarah? Do you want do you want me to do a roll about that, or is it's freely given? And do you?
Yeah, I think that with the power working, you don't even need to make a roll. You can for sure.
Yeah.
Convey.
Because he's also, you notice this like giddy grin goes because whatever you're feeling, Dio feels too. So he's like, it's a really fun echo chamber.
I think it's like this pumping, like partying, like the heartbeat is like elevated and it's like loose. But at some like point, I think there's a dip in the pattern, and when it picks back up, it is tripled and doubled again, and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, and everything in your body like is aware of every part of your body, and there are like 20 million thoughts that you have a second, and you don't like you have the anticipation of not being able to grab onto one, but trying to remember all that you can to store it for later, and moving on to the next piece of information. And like everything around you is a clue, and it's just faster and faster and faster and faster and faster.
I think Dio bursts out laughing at that because he gets it, considering who his brother is. He absolutely gets it. And he's holding onto your hand still, but then he reaches up with his other hand and he holds onto the back of your neck and presses his forehead against yours and actively pushes through the calming, like the deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, still with a happy calmness, but of just like a come on, man. Like it's like to help bring that back down. So there's like that wave, that crest, and then you get to come down off of it, but not like a sub drop, but like as a like immediate, like calm, like smooth slide down into something that's just like, what a ride.
Oh, he just starts crying.
Yeah, if you two are done flirting, can we kindly get to the big bad scary place, please?
Dio kisses Anoush's forehead, pulls away and grins it, and Yelena says, it's good. We're all good. We've got plenty of time.
She looks at Hild and she's like, if any of the men ever tell me that we're late because of me ever again, I'm going to hurt someone.
I don't know why I'm involved in this. I've never told you you're late ever. You're perfect. Both of you are perfect people.
I'm always late.
I know I'm a subpar human in comparison to the goddesses in the van with us.
Okay.
All right, speaking of the van, you get to the side of town. It is on the east side of Tripoli. There is, it's a warehouse district, and it is a nondescript warehouse when you pull up.
Yelena takes a moment just to make sure that she is covered in modesty in the way that it would be acceptable here. And she wants to take a moment to try and reach out to the flora of the area just to sort of get a bearing, a grounding, something that she can call on quickly without having to wait for that.
Sure. You're in the warehouse district, so the local flora is mostly, bits of grass and dandelions and stuff, but
I think she always has like a hemp bracelet that has some seeds woven into it as well, but that would obviously take a little bit longer than what's already available to her, but she kind of just reminds herself of what she has with her before stepping out of the van.
All right. Okay, so you step out of the van. This is a frighteningly quiet place. The wind is the loudest thing here. It looks like the warehouses around are mostly disused, like this is a rundown area. When you investigate the warehouse, you find it to be it has a simple door on the front on the right, and it is unlocked.
I don't like this.
Can we try something? Is that okay, Yelena?
What?
When you reach out to this place, are you able to see inside or get a feeling of anything?
No such thing as sight. I can't spy.
Well, that feeling you shared with me years ago, it was like a sonar, being able to tap into whatever grows within this place, and do you feel any of those fauna inside, flora inside?
And the answer is you do not.
Dio looks to Hermes. Can you do a quick perimeter check?
He blinks and is a few inches from where he was standing a moment ago and says, yeah, just did. It's all good.
Okay.
Dio,
Yes.
how many people can you affect with your ability?
The
Depends
technical
on-
answer to that, by the way, Eli, is anyone in your zone.
It depends on how close they are.
Could you do it preemptively, project a feeling of tiredness or malaise, just so it might hit somebody before we encounter them?
I have never attempted that. I've always assumed I need to be able to see people.
Fair enough.
There's only one way in. Just gotta go
There's only
forward.
one.
Hild
I like
says,
challenge.
I'll go in first. I always feel like I belong. People always think I belong.
I think that's silly.
Elaine, she links arms with her. You're not going anywhere by yourself.
Yeah,
I
Dio's. Dio's like, yeah. If there's multiple people, Hild, I appreciate that. You are not the only one here that can persuade people.
Also, the door is unlocked, which means they're expecting us. I fear I should probably be the one to lead you all, because there might be traps or violence.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to
All
take the lead
together.
and go through the door.
All right. You go through the door and are followed by the rest. Salah is with you. And the first thing you notice when you open the door is the smell, which it's hot inside this warehouse, and the heat wafts out with this heavy smell of decomposition. And you walk in and you see that the warehouse has been divided into different sections with temporary walls. And there are different desks and sort of proto cubicles and things like that. There are people sitting at the desks. They are dead. They have all apparently killed themselves and just remained where they were sitting.
I'm immediately going to take some cotton that I keep, or like earplugs that I keep, because I know Hild is around, and I'm going to put them in my ears.
Okay. So with the smell, it's very hard not to gag at this moment, both from the smell and from the sight. On the back wall, you see something there, and you follow around the little false walls till you can see it more clearly. And there's one person who did not stay at their desk, and they are laying down next to the wall. And on that wall, there is written in what looks like blood the words, "The Anointed."
Through the horror, Yelena's going to pull out her medical bag. How long do these people look like they have? How long is it since they've passed?
It has been at least it's been at least a couple days.
Okay, so she's going to start collecting medical samples from some of the people here.
All right.
Does it look like there were anything like that they had drank that has like an empty glass or a vial next to these people?
There are plenty of them that have drinks with them. Some of them have killed themselves by drinking office chemicals.
Mm.
Oh.
Dio steps away as everyone's kind of separating to do. He's going to separate as well to do some investigations and kind of pull Hermes with him, and just very quietly says, "Run, Gilgamesh." And then he is also going to put something. He's going to stuff his ears. And then very calmly go back around and be looking at, like, kind of going through desks and looking for evidence.
You find fairly quickly there is a single cubicle in which all of the computer equipment and medical equipment that was apparently in this place has been piled and destroyed. But not exploded as in your previous place. So it's not like completely gone. So it's presumably someone could go through this stuff and possibly find information, but it is trashed. It has been like thrown around and smashed.
He whistles at Anoush. He kind of does like a little of an alert, being like, "Come over here."
Anoush can't hear you.
That's right.
He'll look up. That's it. He'll follow you. Anoush is gonna like steel himself and focus his blood to his eyes to enhance his vision, and then is gonna go through all of the broken pieces to try to find any evidence of what went down here.
Okay, give me notice.
I would like to also help with that, so add +1 to that. I'm digging through with you.
If you'll allow, you would have also had a +1 from Yelena's power.
Okay.
Can I ascertain from how do I phrase my question here? Did it look like an order was given and then people slowly took that order at their own pace, or did it look like an order was given, everybody complied, and then that one person finished off what they were doing, like to take their lives? Did it look like a compulsion, say if Hild had done something like this, or did it look like people had time and then at their own pace came to their conclusion after what they were doing?
We'll do that with an investigation roll for you in a minute.
Okay.
But first we'll resolve the notice roll. What you got?
I got an epic.
Okay. So this pile of stuff is an accumulation of medical equipment and computer equipment, much the same as was seen at the previous location. There is it's been destroyed, so there's probably not like information on the hard drives anymore. What there is of hard drives is 1986. The floppies have definitely all been destroyed. But you begin to ascertain at least a medical purpose, which is to find a medium for something and transfuse it into multiple individuals.
Can I assume it's like mine or Josh's blood?
It would be a logical assumption.
I'm going to take out my ear stoppers, or one of them, and look at Dio. They think they're going to come back.
Dio looks towards Yelena. Were you able to tell how long they've been dead?
A few days.
A few days, specifically?
Sorry, going back through my notes, I believe so.
3?
With the heat here and just an eye, it's hard to tell.
Can I
But a
run
few
over to
days.
one of the bodies and check to see if they're breathing?
Sure, they're not breathing.
Okay.
Super dead.
If whatever this is, there is some sort of solution that was probably made with mine or Josh's blood.
That's why
And
I've taken samples.
I believe they all killed themselves after injecting that into themselves. If it works, they're all going to wake up fairly soon.
What if we burn them?
They're people.
They're dead.
If they resurrect, they will still be people.
More zealots?
If they're here, they are affiliated with the arm of St. George.
Or tricked. Do you know how many people would scramble at the chance for immortal life, not knowing how much of a curse it is? Zealots may be, or scared individuals. I don't know.
And we can't understand that this is coming from me. We don't have the luxury of assuming innocence here. These people are already dead. If it is like your gift, then maybe they will rise regardless. But we can't risk that. I agree that this needs to be destroyed. Can I get that investigation roll, please?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Superb.
Superb. All right. So what you get from this? Okay, remind me. Sorry, it's been a minute.
Right. I was trying to ascertain if it was a compulsion, like an instant response compulsion that these people killed themselves, or if they were given an order, finished what they were doing, like it was under their own willpower that they kind of went through and did things.
So these people with that superb seem to have all with, like, there are smiles on a lot of their faces.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to have all at the same time gotten together and found different ways of killing themselves. None of them killed each other. They all did it to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And they seem to be very pleased about it. There's no sense of rush. In fact, it seems like it was casual.
Okay. Anoush, I understand if you don't have the stomach for it. I don't blame you.
I just don't see any logic behind it.
If they're
We're at
dead, we're at war. Somebody's at war. Also, they're dead. They've been dead for several days. This is actively a biohazard. the
I
kindest
see
thing
that
to
logic
do.
behind it.
The kindest thing to do would be to burn it, to burn this whole place. And hey, if we have just the added benefit of taking a few potential opponents off of the field, then that is a bonus I am happy to take advantage of.
She'll take her camera that she brought with her and flash a few pictures of everything around. Does anybody have, or she looked to Hermes. Oh no, Hermes is gone.
Did Hermes leave when I asked him to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and ask your question. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask if he could go get some gasoline or something that we could light this on fire with.
Yeah. Can I would like to see how Hild is doing.
Hild is struggling not to throw up.
Okay.
But she is otherwise okay. She's looking through to try and find like records or paperwork and finding a bunch of empty cabinets and drawers.
Is there any feeling of play acting
From Hild?
from Hild?
Go ahead and give me empathy.
Come on, bud. Don't fail me. It's just a great.
With a great, Hild seems to be quite genuine.
Okay.
Can I save some of those floppy disks and the solution, whatever's left of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So samples that have been taken from people is standard hair, tissue, blood, so on and so forth, from multiple different ones. And then she'll go over to what remains of any of the cleaning chemicals that some of them had used, and pulls out an old World War II lighter. Didn't belong to her, but I think he'd appreciate it being used to set this aflame. Are we done here?
I think so.
Hild nods.
I'm done.
Sala is, by the way, busy throwing up in the corner.
As well he should.
Anoush?
I'm done.
Very well. And she'll, once everybody's outside, she'll have the chemicals spread around and throw the lighter into the center and leave.
I will just say on the way out, he is very Greek. He is going to stop and put coins on everybody, on their eyes, before leaving.
All right.
Dionysus just casually flexing $10,000 worth of gold. A warehouse full of.
hey, Hathor! Somebody else has been building a dynasty as well.
No, that's
longer.
the most casual flex I've ever fucking heard. I just dropped gold coins on every one of these 200 fucking bodies.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Listen.
All right.
The boat is expensive.
So you watch the building burn. Hild suggests you get the hell out of there fast, as the fire department will be coming soon.
The phrase "the anointed" pops up on Hathor's pager.
Does that mean anything to me? Can I roll like a lore or anything?
Sure.
For my knowledge of cults and.
Oh.
God damn.
Could I?
Yeah.
What are we rolling?
I was rolling lore.
Lore. That would be lore for sure.
Lore?
Hey, Hurrit, you ever heard of the Anointed? Can I get the help?
Get a
Yeah,
bless. Get a bless through the pager.
Well, I mean,
Remember what my lore is.
his blesses are topped up, but usually it's for if he's investigating stuff. It's for like notice. Yeah. Don't want him to get shot again. Sorry, great, epic. I got an epic.
I got a superb.
Okay. So, anointed. The word means, in a religious context, someone who has been chosen for a special purpose, set apart, usually through a ritual that'll involve like oil or holy water, something like that. Some sort of material applied to them to set them apart as special. It's associated with messianic stuff. For instance, the name Christ means anointed in Greek, because that's what they would say about the Messiah, is that he is anointed to be the Messiah.
By John. Is there where is our friend Josh?
Josh?
Where did he go? What's his?
He's. I mean, he's been kept around. Hurried has made sure that he didn't leave.
Okay.
Yeah, Yell probably would have had him set up just for like medical attention somewhere, somewhere very familiar to her. So like, but
can I?
If he stayed there, I don't know.
Can I get a message to Hurrit? And ask him where Loki is.
Okay. You can. Hild is happy to give you a number to get to Hurried if you don't already have one. It's international phone call, so you have to, get permission from the hotel or something to go through. But Hild makes that all smooth out, so you are able to get a call into Hurried.
Was there anything else to the anointed, like, or was that just like the definition of?
I mean, it's a very religious significance. You don't have. There's not like a group
There's not
called
like
the Anointed that you've heard of.
Yeah. Okay. I think then Hafthor well, I guess if the phone rings like 20 minutes later, he just tells Hurrit through his mind to pass along a message. Saying that Hafthor agrees and thinks that they're clearly trying to copy Powers. And that whenever we get back, he's got a lot to talk to Yelena about.
Dio would have sent a message, would have sent a pager, would have sent a message to Hermes, just with the follow-up of Hild almost clear. Not fully. There's no full. But like, so yeah, half clear, anointed, even though Hermes saw that, like he wants to, like, just saying like, hey, here are some points to pass along to Gilgamesh, like somebody he like, yeah, he's like, Hermes knows how Dio feels about Gilgamesh, which is, but it's also like, okay, step up. Like, where are you? Why are we doing, like, where's Gilgamesh in all this? Like, so there's definitely a frustration there.
We're gonna zip briefly to a meanwhile. Meanwhile, in Hafthor's area. So how do you start your investigations, Hafthor?
Well, first I tell Hurrit, I need your help.
Of course.
Yeah, I can't really walk right now, and it's too exhausting to carry myself all day with my mind. So I would like to get a hold of 2 Kevlar vests for
Okay.
me and Hewitt to wear at all times now. I would like to. I would also like to see for the last, what is it now, 400 or 500 years, 400 years since our last game, right? What kind of, or no, sorry, 200 years. I'm so bad at math. I would like to see what kind of progress that Hathor has made with OK Industries, or OK Corp, I should say.
Yeah.
To on his study of blood and the parasite or the nanobots.
Okay.
1, 2. Then another plus and another minus. Where did the sheet go? God damn it. There's that window. Too many windows on the desk. That's fantastic.
All right. So with fantastic, Odin's Computers has been researching the limits of computation and miniaturization and such to try to figure out what this whole nanotechnology thing is all about. And you've been examining samples, etc. And it's 86. You don't have the technology yet to really get in there and understand them, but you do have the understanding now that these are pieces of technology. They are probably not self-sufficient. Like they probably rely for their computation power and energy on an outside source.
Yeah.
And
question.
Yeah.
During the 1950s, EMPs were invented.
Uh-huh.
Could Hathor have experimented knowing that, and maybe this is how he found out there's an outside source of computational power and like network, to at least like shut down the nanobots for a period of time with an EMP? Does he think that would work?
If you have tried it, you have found that
he absolutely tried it.
Okay.
On himself.
You have absolutely found that after an EMP, if you were exposed directly to the electromagnetic field, your powers did not work for approximately 1 minute afterwards.
Okay. Yeah. I think he just like, it's like that, anybody ever seen the Edward Norton Hulk movie? It's like he's sitting in the chair by himself and it's like dark in the lab. It's just like, let's hope this works. And then had the most like scared pants shitting minute of his life. It was like, how am I going to explain this to you?
Not with your mind.
He never did.
Sure.
Okay. With that being said, I would like to collect a stash of, I would imagine they're like super expensive. So maybe only like I maybe roll a D4 or something for how many EMP grenades I can have.
EMP grenades. Those, of course, don't exist in real life.
Yes.
Like, you should be able to like create a grenade-sized device that could like wipe out a laptop or something at close range, but with 86 technology, that's about all you got.
Okay, take that.
Okay.
He just keeps that in mind. I need to, the next time there's a large scale battle of empowered people, gotta have that trick up his sleeve.
Like you should team up with a mad scientist that you know that you butt heads with a lot.
I guess. What are their accomplishments? The sitting in a lab for 200 years.
No, they did Tesla.
After he died, just like Elon, take the Tesla after the original founders. I think then that after that, collecting whatever that little device he's got, he would try to go. He's just following the trail of Fillmore. Wherever wherever Fillmore was last, he's trying to figure out, talk to whatever contacts he talks to, whatever cities he knows he frequents. He was honest with Yelena. He is both trying to investigate to figure out if there's any other moles, but also is hoping to find information on where Fillmore may stay, who he may be connected to outside of the conclave, or what other things he's doing, to potentially get some sort of location / pattern of where to find him at a certain time.
Okay, absolutely. And I think that this is going to be largely a contacting role. And I think we're going to do an extended role where we want to get a certain number of successes. So go ahead and give me a contacts roll, and Hurt will help.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any contacts either.
You're a spy and you don't have contact?
No, I took resources instead.
Fair.
Well, the idea is he has the people for the contacts, but now he's by himself. That's 2 successes. How many rolls am I doing? I didn't even. So what's that, a good? No, fair.
It was fair? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Well,
we're gonna go.
You said Hurt's helping, so it would be
good,
so good. Right?
Yeah, it would be a good. Sorry.
Oh, good. Yeah. All right. So good is what we needed for 1 success. So we're gonna do 2 more rolls, and if you can get a success with each one of those, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Heyo. That one is superb, right? Because that's after good. Yes, I feel like every time. Or no, sorry, a great. That's after good.
Okay.
Not superb.
Great. All right. That's another success.
Oh my gosh, my hip just popped on this chair. 35 is coming, folks. No, that's a failure. That is a fair. That's just below. Just all 1 plus.
All right. So with 2 successes and 1 failure, what you get is you find all of Fillmore's locations, like the places he owns. He owns a lot of places. He's always said that he works in finance, and you find a trace that directly links him to the Bank of Silene.
Yeah.
That is not hard to find once you know it's there. So in fact, that is the only bank you can connect him to. So what he's actually been doing as far as a job is a mystery to you.
Yeah.
But you find his beach house, his house in the U.S., his house in England, and the contacts that he has had. He's been with everybody. He was an essential part of Hurt's team. He's worked for Hild a lot. So he has interacted with just about everyone. He was close with Askelin before Askelin died. But other than that, he hasn't been really close with a lot of people. People have tried to bond with Fillmore, but not really succeeded in doing so. But you can see that he has spent a lot of time also specifically in like Upper Egypt. So that's like the only other place that you can find other than US and England that is his big thing. And you're able to research these different places. You don't find a lot because he is clearly has done like picking up and moving on thing, trying to, you know, clear his tail. But I'm going to let you do an investigation roll to see what details you can pick up from investigating his residences.
Okay. Okay. Damn. Okay. Does it here have investigation? Am I getting the help?
Her, it does have investigation.
Perfect. Come here, boy. That's how I talk to my son. Just kidding. That's not how I talk to my son. +2 plus I have average, so that's good. Great.
All right. So, you find an interesting array of things remaining at his place. Like Yelena in the Spring Break episode, you do find an interesting amount of religious iconography, specifically Catholicism, specifically Roman Catholic, but you don't get the impression that he was pious. You've never gotten that impression from Phillimore, and you find that there are places in all of his homes that are set aside as like a secret place, like a place hid away from everywhere else. And so the fact that he has been meeting with people and doing things behind your back is clear now, even if you didn't already know. But finding him is a treasure to unbury. You think that he is probably taken off to Egypt.
Sure. I think we have to go meet our friends in Africa. You know, they say you can't really change a zealot's mind. You can just change their direction. I think the same can be said for these mercenaries. This guy doesn't care about anything. He's just a fucking hired gun. And then Hathor takes a piss in his little private space. And they go to the airport.
All right.
When we
Yeah.
all meet again, are we heading to meet up together?
That will probably happen since you're all going to be in Africa.
Could we get Loki there?
Yeah.
And is Josh going to meet up with us as well?
If you want to bring Josh to Africa, it can be arranged.
I think it might be a good idea to have eyes on him.
Yeah, I don't think he shouldn't be left alone.
Okay. All right. You meet up at the Egyptian airport. Tell me what that's like.
Kevlar doesn't trip alarms. There's also no TSA yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I have my EMP little, device that I'm going to shove up Fillmore's ass. I think
somebody's
that I would just like
on an
to do like whatever you want to call it, an investigate or something, some sort of check of the area and see what we're looking for and what's around.
Sure, that's a notice for sure.
Hear it. Hey, eyes up.
At the start of every new day, you get a +1 to notice, I suppose.
Oh,
of
perfect.
my list.
That's a good. Or no, wait, +1. Good. That's great actually, because if I'm getting help from here,
Yeah,
it's a +2.
all right.
Sarah, you son of a bitch! A shootout in an airport.
Are we all there?
You can be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we knew that they were coming in, Yelena would want to meet Halfthor at the airport.
Oh, also Halfthor is in disguise, to be clear. Halfthor, I think, after years of just being disguised as the CIA director, has one, it's like a habit every morning, and then two, now over the last few days, has become like a weird expression of drag, and he dresses up. And and also the real OPSEC is like, I can't have my face be seen if I'm being hunted.
Mm-hmm.
So he puts on a little prosthetics every morning. Give him like a slightly bigger nose, some stuff like that, rounder cheeks, whatever.
Sure. Just rosy little cheeks. So with that roll, you don't find anything amiss, but Hurrit comes to you and he says, I don't find anyone, I don't know, but I think we're being watched. I get that feeling in the back of my head. It's my intuition. We're being watched.
I trust it. Then let's put on a show.
All right. So you come out, you meet, Hild has smoothed the way for you once again.
How many days has this been, by the way?
Oh, let's see. With the travel, gosh, I don't know how to estimate this. What's the travel time in the 80s?
It's probably like 2 days, right? Because it's like 16 hours with a layover.
Yeah. So there was that, and then your trip and their trip. So it's been a week or so.
Yeah. Can we say that I'm at least at Kane now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Dio wouldn't have necessarily trusted anybody else's locations in Egypt at this point. So Dio has a place.
Okay.
Also, Halfthor's cane is a gun.
Of course. Or a sword. It's a sword gun. It's both.
It's a sword gun. It's a bayonet.
Sword.
It's a bayoneted firearm in a cane. Sorry. It's so dumb. Yeah, then the other thing that I think, that the moment that Hurrit says that he can't sense anything but he feels it, do I, if I know Yelena and people are around, the moment I can sense Yelena, I would like to message her and say, here, it's around. We need to find him.
You mean Fillmore?
Or Fillmore, I mean, sorry. Fillmore's around. You find him.
We haven't left. Who would have come to the airport with Yelena? I assume Hild.
Hild came.
Did Anoush or Dio, Hermes?
Yeah, I think we would travel together.
Would Yelena have told Halfthor that Hild is there, though, immediately?
I'm sorry. It was breaking up, so I couldn't understand what you guys were saying a moment.
Yeah, can we just get a who's there first, and then I'll answer your question.
Dio definitely came to Egypt. Dio then, because I imagine we might have gotten to Egypt a little faster, but Dio then would have gone and secured the safe house.
So not at the airport.
Not at the airport,
Okay.
because he also doesn't want to be seen with all your known faces.
Mhm.
He wants to lean into the fact that he's not necessarily known as an empowered person.
Did Anoush come to the airport?
Yes, wherever we're going to meet Loki and Josh, I think like Hild would probably like make our arrival and meet up pretty private, I would hope.
Oh, is Loki with us too then? Did he come with us or did he fly differently?
He took a different flight because he was in Europe.
Okay.
So you get the response that Hild and Anoush are with
No, he
with
wasn't in
them.
Europe. What am I saying? I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot that I had Loki at the thing. He is actually on the thing, on the flight. Sorry.
Okay, so
Perfect.
Loki's with me.
Yes.
Okay, he then the moment that Halfthor finds out Hild's around and that Fillmore's in the area, he
We
says
never left
to,
the van.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So this is Halfdor's assessment of the situation. That Fillmore knows that Halfdor is meeting people here. And he turns to Loki and says, "Get Hild the fuck out of here." Because if anything goes down and we lose Hild, we lose a lot. So wherever they are, and he's got super speed, right, or whatever.
Loki has short range teleport. So
That's what
he
it
does
is.
blink out the moment you say that. Reappears right next to Hild at the airport, confusing people. Who they don't immediately recognize that there was a teleportation that just happened.
Mhm.
But they're just like, "Where did this person come from?"
Where the fuck did this person come from?
And he rushes her off
Oh.
towards.
Before if he appears in front of us, I'm gonna grab him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take his power.
Okay. You do have time to do that.
Okay.
And as he is shoving Hild off into a safer area so that they can get somewhere and teleport together.
Halfthor communicates with Yelena, detouring, think you're being followed.
Okay. That was a superb empathy roll. And I would like to just take his power to know the truth about things. Okay. And I would like to turn that on Hild.
Okay. All right. So as Loki is dragging Hild away and you are releasing your hold on Loki's arm, you look at Hild with the sense of the truth sense that Loki has. And what you see is a woman who is intensely afraid, who is frustrated with so many things, but right now is holding on to her family and is afraid of losing them.
Okay. A wave of emotion like comes over Anoush. I'm going to hold on to this power as long as possible and try to turn it on Josh the second I see him.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you get it for. I think we said it was a minute long that it lasts.
It was a minute. Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. So yeah, as they emerge, and you can see Josh. You're not. I think Halfthor, you said that you were maybe taking a diversion somewhere, but you're able to at least see Josh across the hall of the airport, and you look with the power of true sight, and wow, this guy. You look and you see a man who is worn down by the world, a man who has given himself over and over and over and been betrayed over and over and over. But who somehow keeps finding the will to carry on in constant worry for his life.
I think taking all of this in, empathy is an interesting concept, especially with Anoush. It's the ability to take in information and compare and contrast with the known constant, which is him. And he stores it. And I think he just relaxes a little bit.
Okay. All right. So, Half-Thor, how are you getting out of here?
I would like to. So I'm imagining like 99.9% of airports. It's a lot of glass doors.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of towers outside of air traffic control or anything like up above like 2 stories, really, right?
Sure.
Maybe like a parking structure or something. So I think he just tries to figure out wherever the busiest gate or area of this is and tells him to meet us there, and tries to use like heat shimmers and like reflections off glasses, kind of illusions around them, to, if anybody is aiming a gun, to like create some sort of like disadvantage. And if anybody is trying to trail them, right, because we're in Egypt, it's probably hot. There's probably a sun out, so he's using his mind to create these like illusions of sun glare and of things like that to off of like his glasses and people around them, to essentially try to create like some sort of disadvantage or penalty for spotting or shooting them. And he tells Yelena to stay in the van, don't show the face.
Well, sorry, she already got out of the van. She was in the airport waiting for you.
Oh, in the airport. I thought you said not. I didn't get out of the van. My bad.
To kind of further that, she would have like done some like stealth swaps of like hijabs and, you know, just sort of like not looking the same as when she walked in. And if she can, she would like to, using her ability that she was given from the Morrigan, create a large, like a family of people, just starting them to argue with one another to make a big distraction as like a diversion for things.
And then as we get out of the building, I would like to make a last and say everybody eyes up to get one more notice check. I think either yours or Hewitt's is actually better, Yelena. Mine's only a fair.
Mine's also a fair, but I can give you a +1.
Or no, sorry, mine's average. So you should do it. I'll give you the help, and Hewitt will give you the help because Josh, I've noticed.
What are we looking for? I can help.
Hey,
we're looking
dickhead.
for Fillmore.
Fillmore. Okay.
We're looking for who's watching us.
Jesus Christ, do something.
I'm going to enhance my eyes.
A literal
to
statement.
get a +1, and I'll also roll notice.
Enhance.
Okay. So
that's
I'm getting 2 help actions. Is that what's happening? Or 1?
2. I thought 2 here and me.
And then I'm just going to roll by myself. I'll take your flank. Look the other way.
Okay. You can have a +1.
Oh, thank you. That's a 1 above legendary then.
Oh.
I got an epic.
All right. 1 above legendary. Shit. Okay. Didn't think I was going to have to do a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just by the nature of the country that we're in, since we haven't quite met up with everybody, Yelena is with Anoush. You're not like, women don't travel unchaperoned.
Right.
So she is with him.
And Hild and Loki are now back in the van.
Hopefully driving away, but okay.
But Anoush, in a shadowy corner, you see movement. And it's not it is like a movement of shadow rather than of something in the shadow, and you know that's Philomore.
Can I lock eyes with Halfthor?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna lock eyes
Already
just
in.
flash, and I just
Sees
give
it?
you the picture of where it is.
Yep. I would then. Oh, beautiful. I would like to launch a mental attack on Fillmore. And I rolled. What's 4 plus superb? I don't know. I think I'm off the chart.
Superb plus 4 is indeed one above epic. That is indeed quite it's legendary, yeah. So you make a mental attack. This, of course, is a telekinetic attack because you can't do it. Can't do a mind-to-mind attack because your powers cannot sense his mind. But you can make a telekinetic attack now that you know where he is, and so you do so. And got a fucking legendary. So let's see. Oh shit. Okay. You know, I didn't expect to lose Philomore today.
Dodge this, motherfucker.
So you launched your telekinetic attack.
Is there a way to do
you hear
non-lethal attacks? Is there a way to do non-lethal if I just wanted to completely debilitate him, for example?
Absolutely, yeah.
I would like to crush his vocal cords first and then break his hands.
All right. So you hit him. You hear the thump as he is knocked into the wall, and he is knocked out of the shadows where he has power. And your mental force smashes his hands and throat because you rolled a lot better than he did, and you have taken him out, which, as you recall, is not killing. But his fate is now in your hands. He is.
We pick him up like he's just had too many drinks, and we're like, "Oh, you can't be doing that in this country. Glad you got it out of your system on the airplane." Kind of be like trying to be dumb American-y. And we take him into the van because he can't vocalize and is just.
Indeed. So go ahead and give me a rapport roll for acting naturally.
All right, guys, we are gonna have a tail on us.
Sarah, you can say no. Can I help, or can I make that rapport roll?
You cannot make the rapport roll, but you can help.
Okay. Can
Hurrit help as well? Since he's helping me pick him up.
Yes, Hurrit has
perfect
rapport. So yeah.
Okay. +1 and then +2. That's 3. So that's good. Should be fine. Ish. See what happens.
+3 to what?
0. It's good. It's just a good.
Oh, it's good. Good.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said good and I didn't.
Yeah. No, it's all. Yeah. It's all good.
It's all good. All right. So you managed to get out without drawing much attention. Let me just check something. Okay. And you get to the van. And you get Philomore in there. He is vaguely conscious and grunting. And
I whisper in his ear, "You okay, bitch?" And then I tie him up. Oh, is Yelena gonna provide medical care?
Oh, she was gonna. I was debating. Yelena's seeping through and she's real mad, so I'm debating if she's just gonna drug him or not, but
in Yelena's mind, she says, yes, it'll be easier to pull the answers out.
kind goddess Sarah, if you will allow a further derailment, can Yelena sedate Fillmore with having her
certainly.
medical bag on her.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
100%.
She does.
You sedate him. Don't need a roll for that. He's made compliant.
Halfdoor says, turn the overhead light on, and if there's any flashlights or candles, light them. You gotta make sure this dickhead's out of the shadows. Oops. And then I would like to launch a mental attack. I really wish I didn't use my
Your one fate point?
fate point.
I know you did that so early. I was like, "What are you doing?"
I felt like I had to. I also didn't think I was going to take out Fillmore this time, so
Yeah.
that's just a +1, 2. Superb. I would like to delve the depths of this dumb dickhead and see what dirty deeds he's done.
Your powers won't work on him.
Can't.
I thought he could only do it I thought he gets that from the shadows. Oh, that at all. Okay.
It's at all. Yeah. If only.
Okay.
Can't delve into his mind.
Got it. The other part only comes from the teleport thing or whatever he has, right?
Yes.
That part only comes from. I understand now. I now understand.
Okay. So you head back to the safe house where Dio is waiting?
If we were told where that safe house is,
100%. Oh yeah. He would have.
Yeah,
He would have.
okay.
It's a. When you drive up to a safe house, you're like, oh, a safe house. Oh, this is a gorgeous villa. Like it's hidden in plain sight. Like you walk in, there's just a table overflowing with delicious foods and dates and milk and honey abound. That whole thing. When Dio sees Fillmore, he'll kind of go, "Oh, you were busy."
Halfthor says, I was always told to bring a gift when I'm a guest.
Perfect. I think we can have the perfect place for this gift, and would lead you all out back onto a very sunny patio where he pulls a chair, and this is a good place to keep him.
Yeah, I think when like as this is all happening, Halfthor takes a moment to like kind of pull Hild aside, and first gives her like a very warm, "It's been too long," like, because I think they talk a lot, being both in the government, but they don't necessarily get to see each other,
right?
Because they are in completely different circles. And he says, "I'm glad you're safe."
Glad. You caught him. That's amazing.
Yeah. I don't know how much we're going to be able to get out of him. Because he can't write and he can't speak. But I guess as the person who's been shot by him the most, I think that's going to be your choice what happens to him. So whatever you want to do, I'll back you up. I just want to let you know that.
I'll have to think about that. Thank you.
It's a heavy burden. But you tend to carry them well.
I'll try.
He gives like a little nod of respect. Tries to put a lot of gratitude into that nod. And then he heads out. Grabs a glass of whatever the vintage is. The house vintage.
Okay.
Enjoys the patio.
All right. Love it. So what happens when you get together at the safe house and you're having wine and Fillmore is tied up on the sunny patio is that the ghost appears again. Oh, yeah. All of a sudden, next to Anoush, the translucent figure appears and looks very sort of agitated. Hello, yes, me again.
Hello,
Yes, narrowly missed being
Anoush.
caught last time. Sorry, where was I?
You were telling us who not to trust.
Right, yes. Uh, sorry. Yes, our true enemy is. Uh, I know it sounds difficult to believe, but it's true.
Spell that. What's the first letter?
What?
First letter. Go.
The first letter of that is.
It's being blocked by something. What's the AI?
Oh, I didn't expect that. Some sort of sensor built into the nanodrone software itself.
Time frames. Work around them, Anoush.
Right. No, yes, of course. They don't want the AI to go rogue and start betraying them. So, of course, I'll be clever and work around it very well. In the future, the whole of the empowered, will be asked our opinion about something, and they will have ways of getting our true opinion because. No? Okay.
No.
Wait. The question in question is humanity worthy? I won't. Did that come through?
Yes.
Okay. I won't say of what because I know I probably can't. And for my friends, I'm very sorry to say, we answered the question very badly indeed. Let's do this fast. Experience says we don't have a lot of time. So the masters asked us the question I mentioned, and we weren't able to dissemble. The truth was extracted. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
It did? It does? Okay, that got
Yes.
through. Oh, of course. Of course. Anoush Gazali, what a simpleton I am. They won't block that because they don't care what we call them. We don't even know their name for themselves. Not that we could say it. They speak by rubbing pairs of their non-manipulative legs together. But that's irrelevant. They're, how can I say this? Our neighbors speaking, but requires that if they find a new civilization, a test has to be run to see if.
From the stars. These are the things
Yes, I don't think
from
the
the stars.
test was fair.
The
You don't
masters.
understand. It was rigged. I think that. Haven't you ever wondered why we're always born in times of violence and conflict? Haven't you ever wondered why the arm of St. George.
Anoush,
God,
please
you
stop.
are as fucking frustrating in the future as
Stop
you are
it.
right now.
One question.
Yes.
Is Robert still alive?
No. Long dead.
You can't give us information. We have to figure it out by ourselves.
But
I hard disagree. If you can't come back and share because we are much further along than we were about 30 seconds ago. Thank you.
that is wonderful.
The arm of
Quickly,
St. George,
question.
an enemy?
Yeah, they are an enemy, of course, but they're not so important. It's really that. And
Did the problem start from the beginning?
explain.
You said it was rigged.
Yes, it
Is
was
the
rigged long before it started for us.
okay?
Anoush, did you never wonder why you had a ghost that led you to?
Who is that?
That's the of the AI, and they will.
Of
But no. My student, who have you been talking to?
Just you. You must have forgotten. In your old age. Thank you for your wisdom.
Make an empathy roll.
With a +1.
Can I
Make it a +2.
Can Dio help?
Yes.
Yep, you get a help from me.
that's not something Halfthor can help with.
Yeah.
Halfdoor's thinking of ways of how he's going to beat an unbeatable opponent right now.
Epic.
So is that +3 altogether, Court?
Yeah, I spent a fate point to make my bless a +2.
And then I added
okay.
so +3.
Then that is a legendary. Or
all right.
fantastic, right?
Hmm?
Fantastic is before legendary.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I should know the fate ladder better. But anyway, so yes, you have definitely been caught. This person, thing, whatever it is, knows what's going on at this point. He's caught on.
It looks like a ghost, right?
Does look like a ghost.
At the base of its like ghostly feet, can I put my little EMP down?
Absolutely.
I would like to try that.
All right. As you approach, he turns. What are you? And you put it down. Gone.
We got a minute. Let's go. And he
Interesting.
carries Fillmore with his mind.
Can you?
With my mind?
You set off an EMP.
Oh, it's just in that area. She said it's like next to like a laptop. So it like has like a tiny little radius.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Clever.
Yeah. And then yeah. I don't need an olive press anymore, boy. And he walks past Anoush.
Very clever.
All right, where are you going?
We're in Egypt. I would imagine the former CIA director has some contacts in Egypt.
You sure do.
We're in the safe house.
I would try to.
Yes.
Yeah, but the one that the ghost was at. Does the ghost follow us no matter what?
Or does the ghost is tied to me?
The
ghost
ghost
is tied to.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, in that case, then if he knows that, then he would have just said, if that thing knows, if it's in the future, we should be fine. However, if it's not from the future, and it's actually from some third remote site or something, or there's some sort of neural network that can pass through time, which would make sense because we're in a technological advancement that's so far beyond what we can understand. There's not really rules, right? So we need to prepare before the next time the ghost comes, because if they come, we need to have all the questions immediately. No pokes in the dark, no whatever, because that might be the last time if there is a next time.
I would pose them as yes or no. It seems like specific information gets lost due to some filter.
Yes. Some sort of sensor.
I also think we should kill Fillmore.
I think that we should take more time to think about it.
Okay.
And he gives like a look at Hild.
Hild nods.
Yelena's been, like, before this ghost incident, she's been pacing like a furious animal back and forth in front of Fillmore. Like, hands shaking, filled with rage. She wants nothing more than to tear this man apart.
In Yelena's mind, you come upon that familiar scene of that dock next to that lake, and it is stormy. And I think Yelena's at the end of that dock, and Haftor just kind of comes around in this mind palace they've built together and wraps his arms around her from behind and says, "This is merely the hand. Save your rage for the head."
I understand that there is bigger things that are coming, but right now we have this in front of us, and I know you will burn as fiercely as I will.
Yes, but my love taught me the beauty of delayed gratification.
I am patient. I am almost nothing but patience. I'm fine.
He gives her a big squeeze.
He'll take some time to think about it. She goes off into a room by herself for a minute. Well, more than a minute, for a little while. And when she comes out, she says, I think the risk of keeping him alive is greater than anything. And my rage needs to be fulfilled as well. So I would like, well,
I think
the jacket, takes out a gun.
Can you give me...
Also, really quickly, just for the record, because I've said this before and I want to make sure this is clear before what comes out of Hild's mouth again. For like canon, Halfdor deafens his ears whenever Hild speaks and reads her lips. Just to be clear. Okay.
Oh, also, by the way, I do know that you can read lips.
I assume it like yeah. I had figured that because it's like a computer, whatever.
Glitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually kind of imagined it instead of glitching. It's like that really dumb 80s, 90s big box.
Yeah.
The gray Jerry Springer box.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, go on, Yelena. I'm dumb being dumb.
Hild, I would ask for a few hours, and then you can paint the walls with his blood.
What will you do with your hours, Yelena?
I'm going to try and get my hands on some phenobarbital. And then we're going to ask him some questions.
His throat is crushed.
We can ask these yes or no.
Would you like me to roll resources or contacts to see if I can get my hand? That's not something she's going to hold on her. That's for phenobarbital is the.
Hey baby, you're in the safe house. You're in the safe house of a drug dealer.
Yeah, you can
Well, okay. If Dio can get me any drugs I want,
I can help with that resource roll.
He has it. He's got it.
He's got it.
He's got it.
Roll is needed for that.
Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, Halfdor goes to like, okay, can I get that cell phone Yelena needs? Just like pulls a vial
just holds out drugs.
Yeah.
What is this?
Good. Nice.
Phenobarbital is in spy movies the truth serum,
right?
By the by. And if I'm not mistaken, it is a carbolic acid, so it should be rather uncomfortable.
Phenobarb is uncomfortable if it is injected, for sure.
Yeah. So he's going to get a good, healthy dose of that.
Okay. So he, in his tied-up state, twitches and squirms and grunts unintelligibly. What now?
Nod for yes. Shake your head for no. Do you understand?
He nods. This is going to be a podcast, so I'm not just going to...
Yes. Who is outside for the interrogation?
Halfdor's definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
Dio knows he can't, has gotten the impression, I think has tried to do a little bit of the mood sharing, and would he have noticed that doesn't seem to be very effective with Fillmore? Because he wouldn't know Fillmore's powers.
Correct,
so.
Yeah. Doesn't do anything to Fillmore.
He would stay, though, still, because while he can't use his powers, he is perfectly fine with using violence. So
Okay. Can I actually get a roster of who is here? We know Halfthor, Anoush, Dio, Hermes, Loki.
No, not Hermes. Hermes went off.
Hermes went
Hermes
away.
is not here.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, he went to go find Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loki.
Okay.
Loki, yes. Josh.
Okay. So Yelena's first question is there another empowered working with you and the arm of St. George?
He starts to laugh, but it hurts too much, and he stops and makes a big nod.
Is that person here now?
Shakes his head and coughs. You can tell he was trying to laugh again.
It's Gilgamesh.
Okay.
I fucking know it's Gilgamesh.
You think it's Gilgamesh?
I fucking know it's Gilgamesh. You're not gonna trick me.
Were they with us at Ticonderoga?
Interesting.
More than one? Oh, fuck.
Oh, he nods.
Born-
Again, I should be doing this verbally. He nods.
Is
Were
it
they
go ahead.
born before Hastings? Empowered before Hastings?
No, he shakes his head.
Do you know what they were doing with Josh and Anoush?
He nods.
Were they copying their powers?
He sort of tilts his head back and forth as though he wasn't able to give a firm yes or no on that.
Okay, hold on. They shook their head. No, they were not at Ticonderoga, correct?
They did.
Okay. Is Mila helping you?
No.
Is Leofstan? No, Leofstan was at Ticonderoga. Is Virment helping you?
I think it's somebody that we don't know.
You laugh.
I'm going through the list.
Yeah, you go through the list. Every name you mention, we'll just skip through that. Every name you mention, he shakes his head.
Yeah,
But they were born after Hastings.
I think Yelena. I think Halfthor sent something to Yelena then and says, "There's somebody we don't know then. There's somebody that got turned that we don't know."
But to confirm, just above table, they were born after Hastings.
I think
was confirmed. Okay.
Oh,
so he could be lying.
Yeah, could be.
Well, yeah. I suppose.
In fact, it seems likely.
Where's Loki?
His powers won't work.
Powers don't work on no more either.
Sarah, why did you build this guy?
This is why.
Did they get what they want? You can kill him.
I think he
now.
looks at. Yeah, I was gonna say you have to look at Yelena and Hild and is like, I think we got what we need.
Yeah. Are you ready to die?
No.
Too bad. And he actually, so he will look at Hild with the grin getting a little bit manic, and will push forward to Hild a confidence and she doesn't need to be self-empowered because she is a self-empowered woman, but just that confidence of like, yep, retribution, baby, because he wants her to really he wants her to like feel it in a way that will really give it some satisfaction.
She levels the gun. Does anyone have any more questions to ask?
Less of a question. I want you to know, Fillmore, you're being played with. There are beings called the Masters that you will never meet, and they want to ask us if humanity is worthy. My judgment on you is no.
And she pulls the trigger. And Philomore is no more. And that is where we will end today's session. Tune in next time for more about the Challenger. And in the meantime, jump in our Discord and see the silly shenanigans we get up to there. Thanks for watching, and take care of each other, okay? It's rough out there. Bye-bye.
See you next
A
Tuesday.
bitch.
Mother of fuck.